Hey Planeswalkers, welcome back to the channel, it's your buddy Hero, where we break down everything Magic the Gathering from the most broken combos to the most controversial cards. Today, we're diving into a card that stirs up some serious debate at commander tables everywhere. Can you guess it? It's Smothering Tithe. That's right, guys. So, in today's topic, we're going to talk about, is it fair or is it too oppressive to the game? So let's talk about it. So first things first, before we get started, let's break down what Smothering Tithe is, or does for those who might be new to the card. For 3 colors mana and a white mana, you get an enchantment that reads, whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2 colorless. If the player doesn't, you create a colorless treasure artifact token with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. So basically, this card is a mana generating powerhouse in white, a color that traditionally struggles with ramp. Sounds good, right? Well, not everyone thinks so. Alright, first things first, let's talk about the pros. So why do players love a Smothering Tithe? Number 1, ramp in white. We all know white struggles with ramp. Smothering Tithe is a godsend, giving white decks the most mana they need to keep up with the more ramp-happy colors like green or blue. 2, political leverage. That's right, guys. Have you ever used Smothering Tithe to make a deal at the table? I have, especially if you say something like, hey, if you pay that 2 mana, I'll leave you alone this turn. This card adds a whole new layer to the political game, right? And then number 3, synergy of other cards. So don't get me started, guys, on the combos. Smothering Tithe pairs beautifully with cards like Anointed Possession or Reveling Witches, turning your mana production into a win condition. Alright, now let's talk about the cons. It's not all sunshine and treasure, folks. Smothering Tithe has some serious downsides too. 1, taxing the table. That's right, guys. Some players argue that Smothering Tithe feels oppressive. It taxes the table every time someone draws a card, which can lead to frustration, especially in longer games where drawing is frequent, right? 2, paints a target in the back. Right, you drop a Smothering Tithe and suddenly you're the biggest threat on the table. You're going to be the first one everyone targets, and that can make your game a lot harder. And 3, I guess anti-fun. Right, some people just find it unfun to play against. It can slow the game down and make it feel like everyone's playing against the card rather than against each other. Alright guys, let's dive to some scenarios. When is Smothering Tithe fair and when does it cross the line? This is our scenario 1, early game. So in the early game, Smothering Tithe can be a game changer. You know, you're not disrupting much, just building your mana base. Fair? I say yes. Scenario 2. What if you dropped it against a deck that draws a ton of cards? Suddenly, you're generating ridiculously amount of treasure. And it feels like a fair card? And more like a steamroller? Fair? Maybe not so much. And scenario 3, late game. Now, if you play Smothering Tithe late game when everyone's resources are stretched thin, it can feel like you're kicking someone when they're down. That's when the card really starts to feel oppressive. So, what's the final verdict though? What do you guys think? Is Smothering Tithe a fair card? Well, the answer is, it depends. Right? It just depends. Right? In the right context, Smothering Tithe is an incredible tool that helps white decks compete or other resources for other colored decks, right? If you're going to plan to make 4 colors, 3 colors, you know, or whatnot. But if you're not careful, it can easily become an oppressive force that leaves your opponents frustrated. The key is to play it wisely and know when to drop it and be ready for the consequences. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Planeswalkers, drop a comment below. Do you think Smothering Tithe is fair or broken? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any future videos. Until next time, keep slinging spells and making treasures. See you next time.